Right now at 5:30, a convicted killer prepares to make her case for an early release from prison. This just a day after the victim's family pleads for her to stay behind bars.
Also on WKYT this morning, the parents of a young murder victim are talking about the case and how they know her daughter's accused killer.
Caught on camera, a man crashed into a hotel lobby after a dispute over his bill.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning from WKYT. Welcome in on your Tuesday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope your day's off to a great start. Hard to believe Christmas right around the corner.
10 days away now.
Yeah.
It's December 15th. And we have some pretty good weather here to enjoy the next couple of days. It will feel like Christmas by the time we get to the weekend.
And so that's kind of striking a nice balance for people who wanted some warm and a little bit of that Christmas feel, Micah.
Yeah, when you get toward Friday, which is going to be a week away from Christmas, you're going to be seeing these temperatures really take a tumble. So it'll feel like Christmas once we hit Friday and out towards your weekend. Temperatures now still in the 40s and 50s, still well above average by this afternoon. That's 10 degrees. And you see a mixture of sun and clouds and mostly cloudy skies, we'll call it. But we're staying dry today. We stay dry for tomorrow, roughly 60 degrees. But it's tomorrow night off into early Thursday morning. That's when we could start to see a little change in the forecast. I'll have that coming up with maybe even a few flakes in there in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit with that. And in the news this morning, it is one of Lexington's most notorious murder cases. Today, a convicted killer will be asking the state parole board to release her from prison.
Karen Brown and her lover Elizabeth Turpin were convicted of killing Turpin's husband Michael in 1986. Brown's hearing comes a day after an emotional plea from the victim's family to keep their son's killer in prison. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk with their reaction.
Good morning, Rebecca. The family is still struggling with a lot of raw emotion. Speaking through their grief and tears, they have one urgent and emotional request for the parole board. Keep Karen Brown in prison.
Don't let him out.
It has been about 30 years since Michael Turpin was murdered, but you can still see how much pain his family feels from his death. Now, some of their old scars are opening back up again because one of Turpin's killers is up for parole. Karen Brown, his wife's lover, was convicted of murder back in 1986. Turpin was stabbed to death while she held him down. Brown told the parole board 3 years ago that she's a changed woman and would try to repay Turpin's family if she's granted parole. Turpin's brother does not want that to happen. He was 17 when his brother was killed.
He actually called me and wanted me to come over and hang out. And then this happens. Why? 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 They deserve to serve out.
Now, if the parole board requires Brown to serve out, she will serve the rest of her life sentence. The board could make their decision on that today. They are meeting for another parole hearing in LaGrange in 3 hours. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much. New this morning, there is no sign of a man who lived in a Perry County home that was destroyed in a fire. The home in the Viper community is a total loss, and family members of the man who lived there say they are worried that he might have been inside the home when the fire started last night.
A month after a Kentucky girl was murdered, her parents are now talking about the horrible crime. Gabby Doolin was found dead less than an hour after she disappeared during a youth football game at Allen County Scottsville High School. Her body was found behind the school in a creek. Police say the 7-year-old was kidnapped, raped, and murdered. A grand jury indicted Timothy Madden in the case. The Doolins say Madden had a daughter who cheered with Gabby. Her father says he saw Madden the night Gabby went missing.
I saw him walking up the fence at the ballpark, and it was dark, I couldn't tell who it was originally, and I hollered. I was asking a lot of people that night who they were. I mean, I thought he was helping me search.
She'd been around him, you know, at all the practices and the games. She would have trusted him just enough.
Well, Brian Doolin also says he graduated from Allen County Scottsville in 1995, a year before Madden finished at the same school. Investigators say they have DNA evidence linking Madden to Doolin's death. He'll be arraigned in a circuit court on January 13th.
The debate over separation between church and state is taking center stage in an eastern Kentucky school district. Johnson County Superintendent Tom Sawyer announced all religious references will be removed from Christmas plays at the school. Dozens of parents and students are protesting the decision. It comes after the school board received complaints about school plays using the words Christ and Jesus. Sawyer says that he understands this is an unpopular decision, but he says he cannot risk a potential lawsuit by ignoring the law.
We don't want to do anything that can cause harm to our district or our children here in Johnson County Schools.
Maybe they should take their money supply away, because all of our money says "In God We Trust" on it. You think they would change their mind if we took their money supply away?
Some of those parents upset about the school board's decision said they plan to keep protesting until the board changes its mind. A central Kentucky Kroger remains closed this morning after a fire. A viewer shot this eyewitness video of the fire, the flames leaping above the store at that Kroger on Brighton Park Boulevard in Frankfort. Firefighters say strong winds caused the flames to spread quickly. They estimate about 100 people were in the store when the fire started. Police evacuated the building and nobody was hurt, and it is still not clear how the fire started. Well, he belted out another classic tune, but was it enough to put him on top?
That's the question this morning. Kentucky native Jordan Smith will find out his fate on The Voice tonight. Our Mike Byer is at the live desk with a look at how the Harlan County native is getting a lot of support from his hometown.
With $100,000 and a recording contract with Universal Music Group on the line, Harlan, Kentucky's Jordan Smith gave three spectacular performances last night during the Voice season finale. Smith started things off with his rendition of Climb Every Mountain. Like most of his performances, it left the judges in awe. For his next performance, the 22-year-old teamed up with Adam Levine to sing the Beach Boys' hit God Only Knows, before capping his night off by singing his favorite Christmas song, Mary Did You Know? As Smith performed out in Los Angeles, hundreds of people gathered together in his hometown, taking over the Harlan Center on South Main Street. This is where they had a front row seat to all of his performances, like Climb Every Mountain. Now, if you're looking to vote for Jordan, there are 4 different ways to vote. Each person can vote up to 10 times on the Voice app and the Voice Facebook page, but get them in soon because voting closes today at noon. Meanwhile, all of Smith's supporters are invited back to the Harlan Center tonight at 8 o'clock. That's when America will decide who walks away as the next champion of the Voice. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, we will see what happens. Thanks so much, Mike. A Louisville-based whiskey maker has a spirited lawsuit on its hands. New this morning, Sazerac, maker of Fireball cinnamon whiskey, is suing Jack Daniels. As the Courier-Journal reports, Sazerac claims Jack Daniels' use of the word Fireball in its Google ads for Tennessee Fire is a trademark infringement. Sales of cinnamon spirits have soared by almost $60 million in just 2 years.
Time this morning is 5:38 on WKYT. Governor Matt Bevin says Kentucky University and community college presidents have agreed to admit National Guard members until the state can reimburse the schools for their tuition. Bevin's office says more than $5 million in this program is about $1 to $2 million short of the amount needed. Last week, the Guard said applications for assistance spiked this year, and it had to deny almost 700 Guard members funds for the spring semester. Bevin's administration says it is looking at funding in the current budget and the budget for the upcoming session. So we'll find out about that, but the governor said he did not want these Guard members to be left out of school. So apparently that is a plan that's been worked out. All right, get ready for fireworks. 9 Republican presidential candidates will face off in the last debate of the year tonight, and this time it's in Las Vegas.
Terrorism, national security expected to just dominate this discussion. While Donald Trump will once again take center stage, all eyes will be on his biggest rival of the night that's happening right now, leading in the polls in some cases, like in Iowa, Ted Cruz. Don Champion has more.
On the eve of the 5th GOP debate in Las Vegas, Donald Trump blasted his rivals before an excited crowd.
The other candidates should be thankful, because I'm giving them a chance to make total fools of themselves in front of millions of people. But no, honestly, I'm doing a good job for the Republican Party. People are able to get their votes out.
Trump has a commanding lead in the national race for the Republican nomination, according to the latest Monmouth University poll. But it's a different story in the key state of Iowa. 7 weeks away from the caucuses there, Ted Cruz is gaining ground against the billionaire businessman. On the campaign trail, Cruz has been focused on national security.
The enemy is radical Islamic terrorism, and it is trying to destroy our country and our way of life.
In recent weeks, Cruz has taken pointed jabs at Marco Rubio, his biggest challenger, becoming a Trump alternative in the race.
Yeah, they don't score the debates, but I always feel good about it.
At the debate tonight, Trump will be center stage with Cruz and Ben Carson next to him, bolstered by growing support in New Hampshire. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie will also return to the main stage. Don Champion, CBS News.
Well, 4 candidates, Mike Huckabee, Rick Santorum, Senator Lindsey Graham, and former New York Governor George Pataki will take part in an undercard debate ahead of the primetime event. So that one would be the one we could watch.
Right. The other one a little bit late for us. All right, a man has been charged after he slammed his pickup into an Oklahoma hotel lobby. John Parsley got into his truck reportedly after an argument with hotel staff about his bill. A local station there says that as an officer arrived, Parsley climbed into his truck, and surveillance video shows the truck then smashing into the check-in counter, nearly missing 2 people, barely missing them there. The video then shows the driver reverse and then accelerate back into the lobby. The driver then gets out and puts his hands in the air.
Wow. He really wanted to make an entrance there, didn't he?
The disputed hotel
Look at him.
situation there. Yeah.
He just saunters out of his truck.
Okay. 541, bad choices. 541 on WKYT. And let's check live drive traffic, see what's going on early on your Tuesday. Here's a look right now at current drive times. And as you see, things are pretty much normal. We do have this to let you in on,
East High Street will be closed between Kentucky Avenue and Woodland Avenue. If I can talk this morning, Woodland Avenue, that is, from 9 until 10 this morning for manhole work.
Okay, so a 1-hour closure there, hopefully, on that manhole work this morning. Good to have you along. WKYT on the air with the latest for you here on your Tuesday morning as this week before Christmas week is rolling along.
Oh, yes, it is. Parts of Kazakhstan. Again, a lot of snow in the winter, but there's nowhere to ski in the capital city. We've got details behind one architect's creative solution after weather.
It's about temperatures the next couple of days because we stay pretty dry, but once we get closer toward the weekend, that's when that Christmas feel or that winter feel comes flying back in. I'll have that forecast coming up next.